Okay, so the watercolor paper's all dry. We've got our first coat. Watercolors are always more vibrant and more intense, more full-bodied when you layer them. So we're actually going to mist this down again, just a little bit, and we're going to start dropping in colors. So what I want to do is I want to get a really kind of diluted mix of my watercolor, and I'm just going to use the water pen to drop it down. You can do this with a regular paintbrush and water. Using the water brush just makes it a lot easier, quicker. You have a little bit more control over what you're doing. So once we get those water droplets on, we are going to spray this all down again, and we're again going to move it around a little bit, and that's just going to give a nice soft random pattern to it. The colors you use, by the way, are completely up to you. Whatever your favorites are, whatever your loved one's favorites are, whoever you're giving the card to. And isn't it always nice to personalize things that way? What's also fun about watercolor is you can use a paper towel, just kind of almost pick up some of the color, erase it a little bit. Alright, I'm going to dry this up and then I'll be right back and we'll continue with the card. Okay, our second coat is dry, and now to give this a little extra subtle bling, bring it up to that next level, I'm going to take a little bit of a pearl mist. I make my own and I put it in recycled bottles. This is where being a hairstylist comes in handy because I get lots of empty bottles that I can repurpose. This is just a mixture of perfect pearls and water. Perfect pearls already have a binder in them, so you don't have to worry about adding something like gum arabic to kind of bind like your mica powders onto your surface. So we're just going to give this kind of a light spray, and right now I'm going to set this aside so it can dry. Okay, so everyone knows Minnie needs a bow, especially when you're working with Mickey heads without any detail. You gotta be able to tell which one's the boy and which one's the girl. So here is a little bow that I made using this little teeny tiny heart punch. You just punch two, put them together, and then add a little rhinestone in the middle. In these colors, whatever you choose. I used a little pearlescent paper and just your standard clear rhinestones. It's nice to buy the clear rhinestones in bulk because then you can color them whatever color you want with alcohol inks. Well, I'm just going to use a little Tombow glue. This is also what I used to put the bow together. I'm going to put a little dot at the top and then use our handy dandy tweezers and add Minnie's little bow. And ta-da! Minnie Mouse. It's just that easy. Now our watercolor paper is dry. I don't know how much of the sheen that you can see, but it's just a nice little something. Alright, now we're going to take and we're going to cut this down to size. Whatever paper trimmer you happen to have will work. So let's see, we're going to do 5 1/4 by 4. Let's see, we'll get rid of that side. Alright, now we have a nice little piece that will fit nicely onto our card and have a little frame around it. Oh, let's do some stamping on this. Now, if you find that your paper's crumpling up too much and it's not shaped right, you can get a little mini craft iron or your iron at home and just iron it flat. I find this is a step that I don't do because I'm impatient. Alright, so we're just going to loosely place our Mickeys there. I've got a little piece of this black and white ribbon from my stash, and I know I'm going to want it about there. I've also got this little love sentiment from just a random pack. It might have been in the dollar bin at Michael's. You know how that is. Alright, and I want to stamp that there in the corner. Now I'm just going to pop that off. I'm going to stamp it using archival ink. I just find it, when you're stamping over a colored background like this, or textured paper, I just like how it stamps. So you're just going to pop it on there, wiggle it about, pop it right up. Ta-da! Now this is archival ink. Definitely something you want to clean off your stamps as soon as possible, because it will stain them. Photopolymer will stain a little bit anyway, but it's just something I do. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and attach the ribbon on. Nothing super fancy, just putting it up above love. And I'm going to use just 2 pieces of regular old tape. And this is how this ribbon is going to be adhered. Super simple. My pink stamper calls it the cheater method. It kind of is, but you know what? We got busy lives. Whatever makes it easy. Alright, now I know I want to stamp some red hearts around the Mickey and Minnie. So I'm going to kind of place them where I want them. And I'm going to get this little teeny tiny heart. Again, it's from another random stamp set, possibly the Martha Stewart one. It's going to be so nice when I get all of my Stampin' Up! Stuff, and I'll actually be able to tell you exactly what it is and where to get it. It's going to be wonderful. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, I'm going to stamp these in Tim Holtz Distressed Ink Fired Brick. And I'm going to stamp one full ink image, and then I'm going to stamp a shadow one. So you get a little bit more dimension out of your stamps. And yeah, we got one over there, a little shadow one there. Now I find too that the cheaper photopolymer sets, they don't stamp quite as nice of an image. They're not quite as solid, and that's kind of sad. Alright, I don't want any more full stamps, so I'm just going to stamp this off. Oops. As I drop it to the floor and have it roll across my craft room. That's always fun. Should be an adventure. Alright, we're just going to stamp a couple more little shadow guys. Pop one. Yeah, right there. Okay, this shouldn't be too symmetrical. I guess you could make it symmetrical if you wanted to. I'm more of an asymmetrical gal myself. Maybe it's all the years of art classes telling me that, you know, your center of interest, your point of interest should be off center because the eye travels that way. I don't know. It is what it is. Alright, now we're going to take our Mickey and Minnie and we're going to pop them up with some dimensionals. I have already taken off the back of the paper on these, so this is going to be quick and easy, because sometimes getting those little paper bits off the back of your tape, your dimensionals, can be tricky. Kind of amusing too when you're sitting there. But really, let's not. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to add the worn lipstick, Tim Holtz Distressed Ink, around the edges. This is what happens when I don't have everything that I'm using right here. I forget all about it. But it's okay. We'll fix that now. So we're just going to use our little inking tool. You start off of your card and you blend onto it, and this is how you don't get lines. This will apply to any ink blending tool that you're going to use. Now this is just to give it just a nice little soft little halo Gives it a little extra dimension so it kind of pops up from the card a little bit. That's easy as that. Alright, let's go ahead while we've got this out and ink around the edges of our inside sentiment piece. And then we can also go ahead and stamp the little heart on the inside corner using the fired brick again. And another little random heart. These might have been from a Martha Stewart set that I got at Michael's. So we just ink that up and pop it right in the corner. Ta-da! Easy peasy. And now I'm going to take a Stardust Jelly Roll pen. You can also use like any sort of like crystal stickles type product, Wink of Stella. I've got one of those coming in my starter kit for Stampin' Up, and I'm so excited to give that a whirl. Alright, and we're just going to pop this right over the solid hearts that we did, just to give it another little sparkle. I like me my sparkle. Swarovski crystals. That's always fun to say, Swarovski. It's my favorite. I like those better than diamonds. Call me crazy, but that's how it is. I'm also going to color in the heart on the inside of the sentiment, and a little bit around the circle, and we're done with that. We are almost done with this card. Now it's just all about assembling it onto this piece of paper. Now I have my snail glue, my snail adhesive coming from Stampin' Up, but in the meantime I have to use the big old clunky ATG gun, which is great. You don't have to change out the adhesive all the time, and when you're doing a whole lot, it comes in handy. Alright, so we just pop that into the inside of the card, center it up as best you can. It is handmade, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're also going to pop it along the back of this. You could, if you wanted to, pop this up with some foam tape, dimensionals, whatever you want. I just want it flat because I kind of feel like cards, when you're mailing them out, you want to be able to fit them into the envelope without them possibly being crushed or destroyed as they're going through the mail. So we just pop that on. Okay, so here's our finished card. Here's the other one that I made earlier. So you've got a special card to write a special note to that special someone to let them know just how special they are. Thank you for watching my video. Please subscribe and like, and feel free to visit me at my blog. It's www.ecdesignsstudio.com. Designs is with an S, or follow the link in the description bar. This is where I post all of my stuff. You can keep up to date on what I'm up to. It also has a link to my Stampin' Up website where you can go and make an order from me. That will also be linked in the description bar below. Oh, again, thank you for watching. Bye!